Rule number one, don't lose money. Now, to be honest, when you risk anything, including money, you're going to lose because no one wins 100% of the time. So what you learn over time is to mitigate your risk and, in simple terms, only lose what you can afford to lose. But that's a loose term because many people, including myself over the years, have risked more than I wanted to lose. I will be fair and say that I've never risked more than I could afford to lose, but it certainly has hurt me and not made me feel good. So as I've gotten older and what I've learned, and I believe this is general wisdom, you'll have to figure out your own life. General wisdom is to take risk, okay, but to not take unnecessary risk and to not put unnecessary pressure on you, including financial, because then you will live a low quality life and usually do very bad with money. When it comes to investing, you have to look at it a certain way. For most people, investing should not and probably is not their primary source of income. But being that you can lose money investing, you could lose more money than you make with your income and therefore destroy your financial life. So the key is, okay, to have income other than your investments so that you don't have to push your luck, so that you don't have to put unnecessary pressure on yourself. Have some source of income. I always recommend for the average person, there may be exceptions, have some type of W-2 where you work for a company and you get steady income. You have stabilized income. Okay. When you're a 1099 worker or an independent contractor, this entrepreneur income is unsteady for at least the first few years. So if you are investing and the only other source of income you have is independent contract work or entrepreneur income, you're going to have more unnecessary pressure on your life than you need to. The key to a well life and the key to investing, in my opinion, is to not put this unnecessary pressure on yourself so that your investments are cherry on the top, not your lifeblood. Now, look, there's people more successful than me, but I haven't met anyone in this world, including me. I mean, I don't know anyone that you're going to see all their financial paperwork for their entire life. You know, certainly when you look at index funds, you can look at the track record because it's just public knowledge, okay? And that's a general form of investing. So I guess this would be more towards people who are going to look to invest in single stocks or some type of business or some type of currency or something that is not the general broad index. And you can apply this to anything. I mean, you know, taking any type of risk in life. But, you know, I'm leaning towards the financial aspect of the conversation. So look, you know, when it comes to individuals, including me giving you advice, don't believe most of it. Okay, you'd figure out what you want to do because you're money. But what I'm sharing with you is just general information, which is the first rule to investing is don't lose money because you can lose more money than you make with your regular job or with your regular sources of income. And then you defeat the purpose. And then you go back to a gambler's mindset, which is, let me get back to zero, meaning let me just recoup what I lost. That's the gambler's motto. And I've been there, so there's no judgment. So as you get older, you may or may not ever recoup your losses, and that's okay. But learn, okay, to go forward in keeping a steady source of income. I recommend a W-2 stable job until you can safely and peacefully transition to other sources of income. Meaning, I would think you would need at least 3 to 5 years of tax returns showing that your entrepreneur business or your investments are yielding enough of a return that you can live off them without pressuring yourself unnecessary. Because my motto is, and you can do whatever you want, my motto is keep a regular job until statistically you can prove that you can survive on something else. And also have a side job, something that you're passionate about, some type of entrepreneurship or 1099 work. Doesn't matter what it is, something that, you know, at least makes you a little bit excited about life, okay? And then your investments, okay, should be your cherry on the top, whether you want to take high risk, low risk, or medium risk, whether you want to do index funds, whether you want to do single stocks, currencies, whatever. There's different risk levels. But, and if you do that, and if you don't risk more than about 30% of your net worth, and you have an emergency fund, a savings account that you never touch, including never touch for investments. If you have your savings account, 10 to 20 grand in savings, if you have a job, if you have a side job, and then if you're only risking 30% of your net worth, you should never destroy yourself unnecessarily. You are mitigating your risk. If your investments make money, that's even more inspiring. If they don't, you are still at peace financially, emotionally, and physically. And you learn through this discipline that your daily routine, your time management is your life. Because the whole reason you want to be financially independent is so that you can enjoy more of your time, maybe not have to work for other people, but then you have to figure out how to enjoy your time and maintain your health and take care of responsibilities, etc. So, look, the first rule of investing is don't risk too much, don't put too much pressure on yourself, and don't be reckless in your financial behavior. Just like any other thing in life, right? Did we learn this through maturity? When we're young, we're doing a lot of reckless things because we're just immature, number one. Number two is we don't have the knowledge base maybe, and our brain and our emotions are not developed enough. As we become middle-aged, hopefully, we try to put some effort into learning things and developing our own thought process. And again, I'm sharing with you, you do whatever you want. They always say, don't take the advice of this guy. Look, don't take the advice, but I believe what I'm sharing is general wisdom that will help people, period. Help me. If it doesn't help you, don't do it. Okay. And I'm not telling you invest with me. I'm not telling you to do anything. I don't even tell people what to invest in. I'm saying this general knowledge, okay, of maintaining sources of income outside of your investments, of keeping an emergency fund, a savings account that you never touch unless there's an absolute emergency, keeping your investments separate and investing, or risking no more than 30% of your net worth. For most people, this will guide you away from financial ruin. And it will keep you from putting unnecessary pressure on your life, which will then leak into your relationships, leak into your health, because stress, specifically, definitely financially, will put stress on your relationships because you're not going to be yourself. People know when you're stressed, you're not happy. And we all get stressed, but this is unnecessary stress we're trying to eliminate to live our best life. It's good to take risks, though. I don't want to, even if we never become millionaires or whatever, it's good to take some calculated risk. And even in the beginning, maybe reckless risk. Because if you never really get reckless, then how do you know? So I'm not judging anyone because I've been there. But I'm saying develop as you go, okay? And keep these general things so that you can mature, live a better quality life, whether your investments make great money or not. Why? Because then you've lived a great life. And if your investments made money, it's cherry on the top. And that's what allows you to keep money as a tool that you respect and you can love, but you are not putting it above priorities, and therefore you're not selling your soul. And that's how you can balance the love of money without it becoming the root of all evil. Because you don't love money enough where you neglect responsibilities, where taking care of a regular job or side work, and you don't love it enough where you neglect your health or your time management. It's just cherry on top. And it's not easy, though. It takes time to figure this out. And at any moment, any of us can be broken, but this will help. This will help. And if it does help, click the thumbs up. You want to support the channel, click the blue join button. Check out my playlist, thousands of free videos. When in doubt, show up, manage your time, take care of your health as best you can. And I thank you for watching. Thank you to all my members. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.